The lotus tree.
Tayoho ashritva. Taking shelter at those two lotus feet of Holy Mother. Tayoho ashritva. I take shelter, I surrender at her feet, lotus feet. Pranamami. I bow down. Muhur muhu, again and again. My namaskar to all the devotees gathered here. You can see so many occasions have come together, just like in Prayagaraja. You know, the Prayagaraja, there is the confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. Likewise, we can see so many rivers coming together in this year. Now, it is the 80th year we are celebrating of the Ramakrishna movement coming to South Africa. Then this is the 125th year of the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission taking its birth. Then we have the 75th year of Indian independence. We are celebrating that too in India and elsewhere. And now it is the 170th birthday of Mother Sharda Devi. So many rivers coming together. Now, why should we remember Mother after 170th year? What is the speciality? Here, we see the unique personality. Unique because she was the ideal daughter, ideal wife, ideal mother, ideal friend, ideal nun. She was also a nun, lived the life like a sannyasini. So many, still more, much more ideals, all set in her life. You can see that confluence, Prayagaraja, in the personality, unique personality of Holy Mother. That's why we are remembering her. What did Swami Vivekananda tell? If a person commits 50,000 mistakes, if he doesn't have an ideal in life, a person with ideal may commit 10,000 mistakes. Which is better, to commit 50,000 mistakes or 10,000 mistakes? A person with an ideal, Adarsha, if he commits 10,000 mistakes, a person without an ideal may commit 50,000 mistakes. So it is better to have an ideal. As Holy Mother Sharda Devi herself used to tell, after coming to this world, I have done so much more than what should I have done to set an ideal. So when they have set that mold, the ideal, by remembering them, by reflecting on that unique personality, what is the use? We may also get that wonderful qualities. We may also start inculcating those beautiful ideals into our life and commit lesser mistakes. If a person doesn't reach the goal, it is not a disgrace. It is not a disgrace if a person doesn't reach the goal of life. But it is so if you don't have a goal. Suppose you go to the railway station or the bus station, and then the ticket issuing person may ask you when you give him the money, where do you want to go? Will you tell that person, give me the ticket for wherever you like, whichever destination you like, you give me the ticket? Can you tell that? You should have a goal. You should have an ideal. That's why the Divine Mother has been bought by none other than the Yuga Avatar Sri Ramakrishna to set those wonderful ideal. If we want to get that ideal in full, we have to read the whole life. But today is a special occasion where we can reflect on some and get that into our life. In one place, Sri Ramakrishna tells, what is the use of meditating on me? So Ramakrishna himself questions and tells, what will you get if you meditate on me? Ramakrishna tells, just like the child gets the property of his father, Pitrarjita Asti, or property of the father, by default, automatically flows down to the child or the children. Likewise, Ramakrishna himself tells, all my property will flow down to the person who meditates on me. What are the properties of Sri Ramakrishna? Is it money? Is it gold? Is it vehicle? No, the spiritual property. So all that wonderful spiritual properties will automatically, if you meditate upon Sri Ramakrishna, he himself tells, it will by default flow down to us. That itself is a great sadhana. Reflecting and meditating, that is meditation. So now, reflecting on the qualities of Mother Sharda Devi, so her wonderful qualities which she has lived in her life will automatically by default flow to us. That's why it's very, very important for us to reflect those wonderful qualities. Who is she? Who is this Mother Sharda Devi? Sri Sharda Devi, the Holy Mother, was the divine consort and the first disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and thus an integral part of the spiritual self and of the saving message Sri Ramakrishna delivered unto mankind. Unlike the spiritual counterparts of the past incarnation of Rama, where Sitama had to set an ideal or live the life behind the screen. She's not prominent. Ramachandra is prominent. Krishna, he is prominent. His consort, Shakti, is not prominent. Buddha, same thing. In all the incarnations, you can see the consort is behind the scene. But here is the only incarnation where the consort has to do more than the male counterpart or the avatara himself. And Ramakrishna himself told Sharda Devi, you have to do more than what I have done. That's the speciality of this incarnation, Sri Sharda Devi. And you'll be surprised to see all the other incarnations or their consort where were they born as princesses, queen, and such great, rich life they used to lead. But Sri Sharda Devi was born in a poor but rich in culture. Poor but cultured Brahmana family of Bengal in the village of Jairambati in the Bankura district, situated about 60 miles to the west of Calcutta. Born on 22nd December 1853 as the eldest daughter of Ramachandra Mukherjee and Shyamasundari Devi. Her early childhood was spent, as in the case of most girls of rural upbringing, in various domestic chores like caring for the younger children, looking after cattle, and carrying food to her father and others engaged in work in the field. She had absolutely no schooling, though she learned Bengali alphabet and practiced a little of reading and writing in the later days by herself. And Ramakrishna used to call her Sharada, Saraswati. How can that be? She didn't have any school learning, the English education or the Macaulay's education. And we call her as the incarnation of Saraswati. How can that be? Now, what is the meaning of education or the explanation of education given by Swami Vivekananda? Education is the manifestation of the perfection which is already within us. It is not something collection of information. If collection of information and collection of other things from the books from here and there was education, then libraries would have been better professors. Then the hard disks of the computer, which contains more information, would have been better professors. But hard disks and libraries are not called professors. Only human being can be a professor. So it is not collection of information. How much of degrees and master degrees you have is not education, but it is the manifestation of perfection which is already within man. Swami Vivekananda tells, what is education? Manifestation of perfection. In another place, he tells, what is religion? Divinity. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. So, what is perfection? What is education? What is religion? Is one and the same. Manifesting the perfection which is already within, the infinity which is already within. So no knowledge comes from outside. You have that infinite knowledge within each of us, that there is the infinite knowledge. That's why the Lord is called Sat Chit Ananda. What is Sat? Infinite existence absolute, infinite being absolute. What is Chit? Infinite knowledge, infinite consciousness absolute. So it's already there within all of you. Because of the ignorance, we have forgotten it. So why did Mother Sharda Devi come? There is no need of any other thing. Manifest this divinity which is already within you. You've got the highest education. That is what she is showing here. With no schooling. Just a covered woman, a village, rustic, rural surrounding. And now she has become the mother of the universe. Even the highly educated, world-renowned Swami Vivekananda, if he had any problems, would go to solution to Holy Mother Sharda Devi, whom we call unlettered. So that is true education, manifesting that God. So spiritual life is real education, manifestation of that. That's why you can see Mother Sharda Devi, she could manifest that. Any proof from the Upanishad, from the Vedas? Yes, one of the Upanishad, it tells, Kasmin bhagavo vignatum sarvam idam vignatum bhavati. The disciple is asking the Guru, by knowing which I want to know, by knowing which I will know everything. I don't want many fields of education and so many other things to learn. I want to know one. By knowing that one, I can know everything. And that is already within you. And Mother has shown, by realizing that Parabrahman or the Lord or that infinite knowledge within you, you can know everything. That's what you can see in the life of Mother. We will reflect. Why should we reflect on these things? You know, there is a thing called association. A raindrop from the sky, if it is caught by clean hands, it's pure enough for drinking. If it falls in the gutter, its value drops so much that it can't be even used for washing your feet. If it falls on the hot surface, it will evaporate. If it falls on a lotus leaf, it shines like a pearl. It only shines like a pearl. But finally, if it falls in an oyster, it becomes a real pearl. It was just the water drop. The drop is the same, but its existence and worth depends upon whom it is associated with. So know whom to associate with. So now we shall associate with some of the unique features of mother's life by which we can be transformed into that pearl, real pearl, the divine pearl. So that's why we will go through so many beautiful things in the life of mother. Some of the, because paucity of time, we have been given the limited time. In that time, whatever we can think of mother, let us see. Let us see that wonderful universal motherhood, that wonderful intelligence she had. And if we, the Indian people, tell, you may not get faith because we have been ruled by the whites or the Europeans for many, many years. So only if it comes from some Henderson and Gunderson, then only you will believe. You will not believe if an Indian tells. So let us see if a person from West tells about mother, maybe you will get an idea. Okay. There was one Swami Atulananda who became a sannyasin. Earlier, he was a Dutch by birth, but he lived in America, USA. He was a citizen of America. He had met Swami Vivekananda, but he took spiritual initiation from Holy Mother Sharda Devi. Let us hear his reminiscences. European, now living in America at that time, Swami Atulananda, who was initiated by Holy Mother Sharda Devi. He's telling, he was asked by another Swamiji from India, Maharaj, mother did not know English. She did not know the Dutch language. And mother knew only Bengali language. You did not know Bengali. She initiated you. How could that be possible? How could you understand? How could she communicate with you? Or whatever, if you asked, have any question, how could she communicate? Now Swami Atulananda, he gives in his own sweet way. What a wonderful way. Please note it. When a child sits on its mother's lap, when the small baby, the just born baby, sits on the mother's lap, in which language do they converse? The language of the heart. Similarly, Atulanandaji, the European, he's telling, I felt as though the whole world, universe was dissolved. I was a small baby sitting on the lap of my mother. I felt spiritually inebriated. I lost all doubts. All the doubts vanished. So this is how mother communicated. It was the spiritual language. She gave it. It was not just mouth, lip service, or intellectual words coming out of mother, but she gave spirituality to him. She transferred that spirituality to him. So now you could see an educated village woman. How could she be Saraswati? Another place in Jairambati, there was some problem. Koyalpara is a nearby sub-center. And there was one Swamiji there who was the head of that Koyalpara center. He had a problem now. What was that problem? There was one rich Jamindar, a landlord. This Swamiji was running a dispensary for the poor people, dispensing medicines to the poor people. This fellow, the rich Jamindar, would come to that poor man's dispensary and take free medicines and free treatment and go away. He watched this Swamiji watched, and he was very upset. He's a rich landlord. He can afford the treatment from a doctor. He can pay, but he's coming here and taking the medicine. He wanted to stop him. But somehow his heart, that Swamiji's heart told, let me not take any immediate decision. Let me go to mother and ask. He went to Mother Sharda Devi, who was living nearby, and opened his heart. Mother, that landlord, rich landlord, he comes and he takes the medicine which is meant for the poor people. Then mother thought for some time and told, my dear child, please do not stop giving him medicine. Give him that free medicine. Now, that Swamiji argued with mother. Mother, we go begging here and there, collect money, and that is for the service of the poor. And now if this rich man takes away, is it not wrong, mother? Then mother asked him, my dear child, can you explain who is the rich man, who is the poor man? Then mother herself explained. She told, anybody who always wants, puts his hand like this always, dehi, give, he's a poor man. He may have lot of riches of all the world, but he begs always, puts his hand like this to receive, give, dehi, then he's a poor man. Any person, he may be poor in money or any other thing, material things, but whatever he has, he will give it to others. He will be always like this, giving, sharing. He's the richest person. So, is he a rich man? Landlord, he may be. He is not a rich man, he's a poor man. So you are serving the poor. Please give it. Can you see the supreme intelligence of mother? Would we think like that, in that magnanimous way? What a wonderful intellect you could find. Can't you call her real Saraswati? That is that expansionist life, that expansive intellect of mother you could see. Now, let us go through some more incidences whereby we can see the wonderful nature of mother, which will inspire us. Now, there was one Swami Gnanananda. He was from Bangladesh, Dhaka. A vagabond boy came from Bangladesh. So he came to Jairam Bhatti. He wanted to take spiritual initiation. One afternoon, Holy Mother asked him to collect flowers in the basket. She asked me to sit near her in an asana next to her. After worship, she asked me to come closer. Then she gave me a mantra and spiritual instructions, and then asked me to bow down to Sri Ramakrishna. A photo of Ramakrishna was there. She asked me to bow down. As I was a little egoistic and obstinate, my nature was, I used to argue, obstinate. By nature, I argued, why should I bow down to him, master, him? I don't know Sri Ramakrishna. I have not seen him. Now mother looked at me sternly and commanded, I say to you, bow down to him. You don't know him. He is the all in all. Sri Ramakrishna is the teacher of all the gurus of all the living beings. He is the Parama Guru. Again, this boy, obstinate boy, protested. How can he be my guru? You have given me the mantra, so you are my guru. Interrupting me, mother said, I am no one's guru. I am the mother of all. I am the mother of all. Sri Ramakrishna is the only real guru. Again I said, how can you be my mother? My biological mother lives in Dhaka in Bangladesh. So she is my mother. How can you be my mother? My mother is in home in Bangladesh. She's still alive in Dhaka. Then Mother Sharda Devi looked at him and told, I am that your mother too. I am that mother. Look close here. Look close at me. See whether I am that mother of yours or not. Stupefied, I saw my own biological mother sitting instead of Holy Mother Sharda Devi. In her place sat my mother. My body was thrilled with awe. I felt at her, I fell at her feet. All my arguments ceased, and I surrendered at her feet forever. She gave me this knowledge that she was not only my mantra diksha guru, but she's also my real mother. So many people, even I myself used to feel when I saw the face of mother, she is my biological mother. I would feel the closeness as if she is my biological mother. It's not as if, but she is the mother of all being, the mother of the universe. That's what Sri Ramakrishna brought her. Now, in Chatsworth, when I went there, I narrated one incident which was very, very interesting. How mother could even confront a situation where a person may be doing something wrong, but in spite of that, she would not hurt them by harsh words, but she would transform them by very sweet words. It's very, very difficult, you know. People tell we don't have the patience, but we can learn this from mother. What happened in the life of mother? Suppose she gives money to purchase something from shop to a person. If that person did not return the money, he might have forgotten or deliberately he want to knock off the money. So he would not return the money. How would mother handle the situation? How would we handle? You've seen everywhere. We're seeing everywhere how we handle. But let us see how mother will handle it. The motherly way. See, if suppose she gives money to purchase something from shop, if that person did not return the money, she would ask that person, my son, do you need some more money for that purchase? My son, do you need some more money for that purchase? The way she would put words would not hurt people at all. That was our mother. And I think I'm now going above my time, so I will close this wonderful reflection of the memory of mother by one recent incidents. Now, the president of the order, Revered, Swatmaramanandaji Maharaj. He was at that time the president of Chennai Mutt. He started that construction of the building, and Revered Gautamanandaji Maharaj took over when it was half completed and completed the temple. At that time, when he was the vice president of the order and also the president of the Chennai Mutt, I was in the training center in Belur Mutt. That was in 92 to 94, 1992 to 94. I was a brahmacharin, a novice, a pre-probationer training center. I was getting the training there. At that time, Revered Swatmaramanandaji Maharaj was the vice president and the president of Chennai Mutt. He had come to Belur Mutt, and generally, if that great people like them come, they will be brought to the training center and they will be asked to speak to those novices. Now, while speaking, he told this incident. What happened? In Tamil Nadu, near that Kanyakumari district, somewhere, I do not know the exact place, during that period, in 92, 93, in that period, there was a floods. See, it's on the coast always, that Chennai and that thing, Andhra Pradesh, everywhere, there'll be floods, cyclone, everything. So there was floods. The village was marooned with water and people were suffering. So the moment there is any floods or any problem, immediately Ramakrishna Ashrama runs to that place and gives them that primary relief, give them food and other things, the vessels, the clothing, the blankets and other things. So with all the great difficulty they go there, they will not have any basic amenities too. They do that service. I myself have gone to Andhra Pradesh in 1991, 90 on the coast of the Bay of Bengal. There was the floods or the cyclone or the winds blowing at 172 kilometers per hour. The houses were uprooted, the trees were gone. thousands of animals and people had, very less death of the people was there because the government knew that floods would come. So they had taken away forcibly the people. So animals had died. So 10 kilometers to reach one village, we had to walk on the dead body of animals for 10 kilometers to reach and give the material there, because all the dead bodies of the animals were striven in the paddy fields and other places. And if it is left there, it will, decompose, and people will die again because of the diseases. So the government had bought all that. What was the high-lying area? All that paddy field and other low-lying area. The road was only the high-lying area. So they piled up all the dead body of the animals, cows, sheep, goat, that, and this buffalo. And they nearby firewood, no firewood. So there was the paddy grass, the dried paddy grass. They put it on these animals, they lit fire so that it will burn off. So it was burning still. The fire was there. We used to walk on that. The lorry cannot go, the truck cannot go on that. It will get stuck up. So we walked on that. So with so much of difficulty, we used to do those relief work. I myself have gone to so many relief work. Here, from Coimbatore and many other center in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, they had gone to this place in the district of Kanyakumari, somewhere near Nagarkoil or other things, and they were doing the work. So no place to stay. In the night, they should stay somewhere. So nearby was one Devi, Divine Mother's temple, big temple. So they had kept all their things for distribution, all their materials, and they too stayed in that temple. So where to go to toilet and bathroom? Outside, well, river, and other places you have to go, open defecation, open everything. Early morning, 3:30, you have to take bath and everything, and you have to come back quickly before people start coming. So with great difficulty, no food, they had to cook themselves because it is flood. And it was, people were in trouble. How could they expect anywhere food or hotel or something? So they had to cook, they had to go early in the morning for distribution, late in the night they come, and they had to cook and eat. So much of difficulty, no beddings, nothing. So they keep all the materials which is to be distributed, and they keep the photo of Thakur Ma Swamiji, and they offer everything to Ramakrishna Mother, and then they take it. And that is the shrine we used to do the worship or japa and prayer also there. Now, as this work was going on, and the brahmacharis and the sannyasis were feeling it very difficult to go and work amongst those people, marooned people, and that time, what happened? The priest of the temple had a dream. In the dream, one lady used to come and tell, you are the priest of this temple, you are offering all that wonderful materials to the Divine Mother. After the offering, there are no people to take. So now take that food materials which you offered to the Divine Mother and give it to my children. They are suffering, they are near the temple. He thought, some imagination of mine. It's a dream after all. Kept quiet. Second day, same dream. Third day, same dream. Mother is telling that one lady is coming with a white sari and other things, looking like Saraswati, beautiful face, calm, composed face, coming and telling, my children are suffering, go and help them. After the third day, fourth day, he felt, oh, this is real, something the Divine Mother is trying to communicate. He took the food material offered to Divine Mother and went on searching. He came, he saw these brahmacharis and sannyasis who were there, and he gave them, maybe thinking that. After a few days, when he came inside and he went to that storeroom, he saw the photo of Thakur Ma Swamiji. This is the lady who came in my dream and told me to go and give it to my children. This happened in 92, 93, which Revered Swatmaramanandaji Maharaj narrated to us. So not only then the mother is still as mother, not only caring for our spiritual needs, she's caring for our food, material needs, everything. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. So that mother who is always caring for us. When Ramakrishna went to Kashi, he went to Annapurneshwari temple. There he had the vision. The Annapurneshwari is not only nurturing all the living beings with physical food, but also mental and spiritual and all the different type of food. Food is not only ahara, is what we eat through the mouth, what we hear, what we see. Shankaracharya tells, Ahriyate iti ahara. Whatever we take in is ahara. So she giving everything to us. So we let us meditate on wonderful aspect of Divine Mother, not only on this special day, but all the days, every day, by which we can get those wonderful quality into us, and we can manifest that divinity in us by that. Thank you. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat.